Well, I was born in Layou. Growing up as a young lady with my brothers, I was the first daughter. We had to go out on mornings. My father used to go out to fish, so we used to go out on mornings and pull the fish pot and get fish to come up for breakfast. After that, I get ready to go to school and as a young girl, I was very busy doing work in the house. I have to clean and iron and things like that. So I was very happy and growing up as a young lady.
Okay. What school did you attend?
Layou government school. And that time, it wasn't where it is now, you know. It was over on the opposite the Anglican church. So days when I went to school, and about a year after that, I went over where they have it at the present time now. Well, at least growing up, I'll tell you, I was a seamstress. I used to sew and make bride clothes and stuff like that. But in those days, you sew for a bride and the bridesmaid and the children, you would charge them about $20, and you would get $10, and up to now, the other 10 is not paid. My older brother, who was older than me, he was a boss to me. And we were going to school together. I have to do his homework, otherwise he would beat me. But I loved them so much because I was the first girl with them, that everything they do, I do. I had 2 children before I go to Aruba, the 2 first girls. And then I got married in Aruba. I have 2 boys in Aruba. And then I come back to St. Vincent and have another 2 girls. Yes, 7 of them. My mother would have somebody, a grown-up, come there, and he would say, children of seed and not heard. You cannot stay around. Much less to have dirty words in your mouth. They would soap your mouth. But these children doesn't care about anybody. They would tell me when I say, why are you speaking that language? You're not supposed to speak that kind of language. Oh, my mother said it. You are not my mother. So you see, it's a very different thing in nowadays. How I bring up my children in the fear of God, darling. So, and I bring them up to fear God, and anything happens to them, whether good or bad, I was the first person to know. I make them to know that. You can come to me with anything that happens to you, whether it's good or bad. They would come to me and I would say, well, you know, such and such is not right. You shouldn't do such and such a thing. But I tell you, darling, I had 7 honest and very, very good children. They're very, very obedient children. And you could see that today because they're still around me.
My bit is the indoctrination that we had from Mom when we were growing up, spiritually. I think
I go to
that
church
has
7
gone
days a
with
day.
me.
7 days and a Sunday.
Sunday school 6 times on Sunday.
But in spite of that, Kenneth, even though she molded us, she allowed us to make our own decisions.
Exactly.
Because when my mother left the Anglican church and went over to Gospel Hall, she did not force any one of us to follow her.
That's true.
Sure.
So we
She
went
let
to
us go our own part. So although we had to go to her Sunday school,
we went to our church.
And whatnot. And this is one of the things I admire about my mother.
I am not in need of a single thing, honey. I had 20, but one passed away, 20 grandchildren. I have 20 grandchildren, but you know, as I tell you, one passed away.
Yeah.
I have 14 great-grandchildren. 46.
46
Look at it.
great-grandchildren.
Right there. You see?
Yeah.
You get it?
Yes. And 8 great-great.
Great. And these great-great-grandchildren come from one grandson. He have the great-great-grandchildren. One grandson. Have all these 8 great-grandchildren. One grandson. The only thing I missed was my special doctor. He was my nephew, the past governor general. He was my brother's only son. And sometimes I lie in my bed and cry because he's not here to celebrate with me. And on Thursday, when I'm 100 years old, I would really, really miss him because he comes to visit me every week. I must say every day if I'm sick. He's not like a nephew, he's like a son. He said one time, he told me, because I had high blood pressure, and he said to me, you don't have any business, don't study people's business, and I hope the young people take that in their head. And I put that in my head up to this day. I don't study any kind of business that I have. I don't have no business. My house at Kingstown Park, I have my house there, but I used to fall down often, and because I have to go downstairs to get something to eat. And I fall down, and it's 11 stairs going down. I didn't break any part because I know at my age you break something, that's it. So my doctor tell them they have to bring me down here. It's, you know, don't have no stairs to climb. And I'm very, very happy, darling, very, very happy. I get up, I take my devotion, I read the Bible, and I have a garden. I have my kitchen garden out there. Over there you have, behind the house there. And if it's fair, we have a fair day. I would go out at 6 and walk in my garden for about half an hour, come in and have my breakfast. My daughter would fix my breakfast, and I have my breakfast, and after that I start doing my puzzles. And in the afternoon, I will read my Bible or some book, Christian book or something. So one in the morning for the puzzles and in the afternoon. I don't do anything. I have my daughter who takes care of me, and she cares about me more than I care about myself. I cannot go to the stove. I can't do nothing because she's afraid that I would get sick, and I am not afraid because I know the Lord will take care of me.
And the one thing that my mom sort of insisted when we were growing up, that we got a good education. And she made sure that we all had a good education, which has stand us in very good stead because we're all doing pretty well now. And
what
you know,
call you being abroad?
and you know, we love her so much. We know, you know, someday she's got to leave us, but we never think about that because she's so healthy. I mean, her faculties all day. I mean, it's just unbelievable that someone who's 100 years old is in this health.
What advice would you give to younger persons?
Oh, darling, at my age, just do the right and praise God. And they ain't gonna do that. You know? The young people now, in our day, we could not go to any feta dance unless we go to a grown-up. These children go by themselves, they do what they want, the parents don't care, but that's not when I was growing up. That is not in our day. Your parents care about you, and if you have to go someplace, you have to go with a grown-up. You know what I mean? And now these children, you cannot speak to them. I don't know. You can't give their advice, but I tell you, the only advice I could give them is live right and praise God. You must have God in your life, but they don't. You see, from the time Mother brought us up, we have to go to church and Sunday school and Sundays. I bring up my children the same way. They have to go to church and Sunday school. So that is the advice I have to give them. Live decent and give God your life. Praise God. Thank Him for everything He do for you. We cannot do without Him. We cannot walk alone. We have to have the Lord with us. And I thank and praise my parents. And I bring up my children in the fear of God. And up to know where they are, men and women, and have children. If this is something and I don't like it, and they don't do anything that they know would bother me. So I am so proud of them. And my daughter and my son-in-law, who is taking care of me, I have to give them all the thanks and praise because they are so good to me. Thursday, my children is going, I don't know the place where they're going. Some place they for lunch. And every one of them going, and I'll just get dressed and go. And have lunch with them. Okay. But my celebration is finished on Sunday because I tell them the first thing we have to do is to give God thanks for my long life. I can't believe I'm 100 years old.
She raised all her children and majority all her grandchildren, I would say.
That's right.
True.
Family was the most important thing. I mean, sometimes we disagree, but at the end of the day, we always stuck together.
Yeah.
So, I'd say she's the foundation, the pillar for all the offspring. Some of them we don't see them for years, but we speak often. She's the
matriarch.
Happy birthday, Nam. We all love you.
Thank you, Kenya. Thank you.